I don't give anything. What is happening?
That's
Oh, okay. I should have done a test before I got started. You good? Thank you. Actually,
okay.
testing. All right. Well, look at you. What's
Oh, the shirt,
this?
right? Well,
That's actually.
today is Palm Sunday, so hope you don't mind if I promote a little Jesus today.
You know, I don't know what Jesus got to do with the cross, but what does Jesus have to do with that
I don't
symbol
know.
of?
What's if I was Muslim, would you give me pushback? If I was a Jew, would you give me pushback? Only the Christians get beat up on.
It's sad that you feel that way, and the answer is yes. Why, you ask? Well, I didn't really give you pushback. I just asked a question. If that's,
Pushback?
your defense mechanism
Okay.
guides you into um calling it something that I didn't do. I mean, if that's how defensive you are about your religion, I would question why. Oh, wait, because you live in a nation that is not Christian and y'all are trying to make it Christian. Is that the reason? It's not a Christian nation. I should not have to be forced to be Christians or to act like I am. That's why. All right. And my show, you don't have to be Christian. I am not Christian. It's okay. I'm not Muslim or Islamic or Judaism, Jewish, whatever. None of that.
Jewish
It's
Muslim.
okay.
Okay.
It's okay. And I believe in God. That is what they call spiritual. This is not a Christian nation, in spite of the rhetoric that's being pushed by our unfortunate, sick government that we have at the present moment. The administration wishes to force a religion down people's throats that simply does not apply. I understand why you feel like there's pushback. I guess the reason that you feel like there's pushback is because we feel like we're being forced, we're having your stuff pushed down our throat. Like the first thing you want to do is come on my show and push your religion.
Well,
You're a co-host, so it's
it's a
fine.
holiday. It's a holiday known as Palm Sunday, my friend. I mean, if it's Passover or Ramadan or the winter solstice, I'm just plugging a holiday, my friend. Not national, but like Mother's Day, like Women's History Month, like Black History Month. Same kind of concept. You wouldn't be discriminating against little old me, would you, Leo?
Little I don't understand what you mean. I'm completely lost.
I can't plug a holiday like everything else, like say Merry Christmas.
Here you go with that Christian nationalist bullshit.
What Christian nationalism bullshit? I'm just plugging Palm Sunday, which is a holiday today, a religious holiday, my friend. Don't be scared.
Uh,
You're not a vampire, are you, Leo? You're not getting a little scared, a little cross, are you?
Let me ask you a question because you brought up
What's this?
vampires. I don't understand. So, what is a man being hung and murdered in one of the most powerful, painful ways possible? Because they said it went through the palm of his hands, which is where all of the nerves meet, and the same with the legs. So, in the most painful possible way, why would that be scary to vampires? I don't
Well,
get it.
because in the Catholic religion, this is one of the, let's say, sacramentals, like holy water, anointing oil, and those things are supposed to be representative of God. And through the power of Jesus
Sounds
Christ.
very pagan to me. So
Whoa,
y'all
wait
get
a minute.
hold
I'm
on,
trying to answer your question.
oh, okay.
The vampires are scared of this because of the spiritual significance, just like demons and other evil spirits and entities, because power of Christ compels them to go away. Get it? You see what I
So let me
did?
get so let me get this right. So other religions, pagan religions, are evil because they believe in multiple gods and all of that. But your God has a son who's also God and himself that scares away other gods, demons, and entities.
That is correct.
Wow! Thank you for making Christianity more laughable than it originally was. I appreciate it.
Well, we have a sacred text, And we know when we die that there are two things: immortality and total global domination. That's why I'm a Christian.
And total global domination and immortality.
Yes.
You did? Would you? Are you talking about the jihad? Are you Muslim?
No. No.
What's the difference?
If you read your Bible in the book of
What's
Revelations,
the
oh, what's the difference
difference?
is jihad is more man-induced, whereas Christianity, Jesus himself is going
So
to
what's
come
the
back.
difference between jihad and Armageddon?
Well, again, a jihad is man-made.
So is
Whereas
Armageddon.
well, that's
According to your Christian nationalist administration that wants to create the jihad. Oh, I'm sorry, the Armageddon jihad. Same difference, right? So that Jesus can come back.
let's see, Armageddon. What is
Armageddon is a
Armageddon?
war. Armageddon is a war in a location known as Armageddon that brings about the end of the world, and afterwards Jesus comes back, which is why the Christian nationalists believe that if they have Armageddon, Jesus will return. They're literally exactly the same as jihad. There's literally no difference between Armageddon and jihad. Both sides believe the same thing.
Let's see what the AI says. Wow. Let's see, because I think jihad is just regular, whereas Armageddon is the final one. Let's see.
No, our holy war is better than yours. I'm sorry. You're
Yes,
right.
yeah, there you go. Jihad is a daily struggle, whereas the Armageddon is the final battle.
So
You know, I'm
your
taking
holy
that logical reasoning on the LSAT, right? So I'm able to see
my
through those things.
I understand. Your holy war is better than theirs. I got it.
No, not really.
That's what you just said. Your holy war is the final one. Theirs is just a regular one. Your holy war is better. That's what you're
It doesn't
saying.
necessarily mean better, but by comparison, it's difference, yes.
So they're trying to bring about the jihad, which is an everyday struggle. Because that's the thing. They were supposed to be trying to create a jihad. How is they trying to create something that's happening every day?
Jihad is Muslim. I'm not very familiar with that concept, other than it started by people. For example, all the sleeper cells we have in this country, thanks to an open border, they can all unify under a jihad internally in this country. Whereas the Armageddon is more spiritual. Once that happens with the Christians and everybody else in the world that's involved, that's the last battle, my friend.
I don't think you quite. Okay, so nothing you said is right as normal. Let's um Okay, so you went to the AI. You read one definition, not the other. I see why you didn't choose to share your screen because
We
you
didn't
wanted to
start
be able.
yet.
Um, well, All right. So, a struggle or fight against the enemies of Islam and for the protection of the Islamic community. The other type of jihad, or how it might also be referenced, is the spiritual struggle within oneself against sin. But a struggle or fight against the enemies of Islam and for the protection of the Islamic community. And that, my friend, sounds very, very much like Armageddon.
Why don't you show
Now,
the definition of Armageddon? Have AI compare and contrast something. We have to have a reference point.
because most Americans know what Armageddon is, but
I don't
for
think
your
so.
sake, okay. Armageddon Jihad. Oh my God, is it the same phrase? Oh my goodness, am I not sharing? Is that what just
No,
happened?
you're not. No, you're not sharing at all.
Oh, okay. So just so we're clear, Armageddon Jihad refers primarily to thriller fiction and apocalyptic scenarios linking Islamic extremists with. Oh, I put Armageddon Jihad. My bad.
There you go.
Uh,
Selective
well,
bias.
listen. In the New Testament, the last battle between good and evil before the day of judgment, a dramatic and catastrophic conflict typically seen as likely to destroy the world or the human race. So that is Armageddon. And in the Bible, if you've ever read your Bible as a good Christian, you probably didn't. I actually read the Bible because I wasn't a good Christian. Armageddon
So,
actually happens in a location, and that location happens to be in the Middle East. So
Okay.
like jihad is being brought here, Armageddon is being brought to them. The irony is that's 100%. I know you didn't read your Bible. You're
No,
Catholic.
no, I'm talking about, yes, you are correct about the Armageddon concept. But my thing is
Oh, I
this.
know.
Muslims can call jihad right now because it's a series of battles. They did a jihad years ago, they could do a jihad now, and they can stop and they can do a jihad 10 years from now. Understand? Whereas Armageddon, that's just one time only, and it's involving the whole planet of all religions and people and faiths. That's my point.
I
Let's make sure my
see.
cross is in the shot, my friend, because if I was wearing my yarmulke or freaking turban or freaking oh wow, I'm drawing a blank. The Muslims they wear the kufi, it would be no problem. But when I whip this up, that's why when I see my Jewish friends, my Muslim friends, my Sikh friends, I say, hey, fellas, I got a whole bunch of crosses and crucifixes for you to put on solidarity for Resurrection Sunday. I'm going to have to see you wear it. Just like when I put on your skull cap for your religious purposes or observances or respect, at least.
I okay. So just in case you don't know the history of where the cross came from,
Uh-oh, here we
it
go.
oh my God, yes, oh my God, not somebody that reads and history and real things. No, not history. I forgot your MAGA. My apologies, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just in case for the people that are watching who don't know the history of the cross, it was actually used to murder people by the thousands. It was a type of torture that was so chosen by ancient Rome. They hung thousands, tens of thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of people on the cross as punishment. Now, when Jesus was hung on the cross, just in case you don't know, that wasn't a special thing for Jesus. That was something that they were doing anyway. He just happened to catch the torture of the time. That's not something that was special for him. That's what it was. That's what they did. The reason the cross is referred to with vampires is because the count that you know is Dracula had the person, the real account, the real count, the real one, the person that the fiction was made from, the non-fictional character had 1,000 people murdered outside of his castle hanging from crosses. That's why the cross is supposed to be specific to vampires. It had nothing to do with Jesus. But I'm done with my sermon. Again, I know you're
We're here to talk politics, not religion, my friend. I guess I'm just, as a Christian, shouting out my holy holiday like any other faith that does their holy holidays. So if it was Yom Kippur or Eid or something of the like, uh,
well, you came to the show, you pointed out you wanted to show me a cross, and I'm like, okay, let's talk about the cross that you're showing it.
well,
If you're
just so
offended,
you get a heads up, this leads to what, Leo? Now that today is Palm Sunday, what happens next?
I don't know. What does your pagan religion believe happens next?
Next Sunday is Resurrection Sunday. So y'all be giving him a shout out
All
next
right,
week too.
that's when we realize that Catholics can't count because Jesus supposedly died on Friday, laid in the ground for 3 days, and got up 2 days later. Got you.
That's because they're going by the lunar calendar, Leo. You should know this.
It doesn't matter what calendar you go by. 2 days is 2 days. It's not.
The
It's 2 days.
Jews
It's 2 days
go
instead of 3 days.
by,
Just by a different calendar.
the Jews have a different calendar system, and our calendar system is actually based off Christianity. AD BC, before Christ, after death, Latin, you know what I mean? Simple. The Jews don't go by that calendar. They have a Jewish calendar for a reason. And in their
No, it's not
calendar,
a Jewish calendar. That's
well, they have their own calendar system, okay?
they have the original
Whereas
calendar,
in
the
the
draconian calendar
Bible,
system.
the days start from sundown to sun up, not sun up to sundown. You know that, right?
2 days is only 2 days. It's not 3 days. Friday to Sunday is not 3 days. I don't care how you count the sundowns.
Well, then there's no more things to discuss on that one because you won't believe, and I'm trying to explain to you. That's why.
I
Even the
am
Catholics will tell you that.
oh God, the Catholics. Oh yes, listen to the Catholics. the guys that the guys that have the priests that molest the children. Oh wait, you're a
So
MAGA
that's
guy,
just one chink in
Epstein
their
people.
armor. What else? What else do they do that bad? What other chinks they got in their armor?
So let me get this right. You need more than that, of course, because you're supporting Trump. That says it all right there. Of
Of
course, you
course,
need
that's
more
all
than.
we need to know.
Of course, molesting children is not bad enough. Like, I got you. What other chicks does the Catholic Church have? How about their consignment to the slave trade? How about their territorial conquering? How about their hiding the secrets of true religion from the earth? How about their,
Hmm.
oh my God, I can keep going. The Catholic religion is the most evil organization on the face of the earth. Oh, I'm sorry. I digress. We're here to talk about Donald Trump.
Oh God.
And the reason that I'm speaking so much about this religion is because in the Middle East, where our troops are at, I don't know why the settings wasn't allowing me to do this. Thank you. In the Middle
Well,
East,
Zoom
where our
changed
troops,
their settings. Just so you know, look at the
they
toolbar.
changed everything. Yeah, I've been looking. In the Middle East, where our troops are at, we have generals and admirals speaking to these troops, declaring such wild things as Armageddon. We need to bring forth Armageddon to bring back Jesus. And I'm like, wait a minute, time out. You sound like Muslims. You sound like you're talking about the jihad. Y'all are the same guys. Like y'all are fighting like opposite ends of the same coin. Y'all are both fighting for the same God. So in case you don't know the history of that, before Jesus, supposedly according to your pagan religion, there was somebody called Jews when actually they were one the Jews were only one of the 12 tribes. But I digress from that conversation. There was Jews, and the Jews, one of the Jews was born special. He was born without a father, but he had a father, and his mother wasn't sleeping with the guy she was traveling with, and eventually married, but they weren't having sex. And she got pregnant anyway, and he had a dream, and he dreamt that she got pregnant from God, and so instead of questioning her loyalty, he believed the dream, and then so did the rest of the world because he dreamt it, so it had to be true. And this guy eventually died at like 33 after performing some miracles like other people performed. You know, any
Like
prophet,
who? What other people perform miracles, Leo?
every prophet performed miracles. I perform miracles. What are you talking about?
What prophet resurrected, came back from the dead, and stayed
But
on
they,
earth for like 40 days and walking around like a normal person?
and did what for 40 days?
Walking around like a regular person for 40 days after resurrecting on the Sunday.
Uh, I don't know. So and then flew away in a cloud, right? Didn't Elijah? Wasn't it Elijah who also resurrected somebody like
Yes,
Jesus
he
did?
did. But not like he Jesus did, but that's another story. But yes, he did resurrect somebody.
So
But he
yeah.
did not resurrect himself.
Uh, okay. Now you're like your religious mumbo jumbo, which you're like, all right,
Mumbo jumbo. Okay.
listen, you believe what you want to believe. I,
Exactly.
and if it makes you a better person, it makes your life better, then that's good for you. However, the people that are claiming this religion and claiming we should have the final war to bring Jesus back is a problem for me. A big problem for me. Can you understand why that concerns me? Or are you one of them Christians that think that we should be in the Middle East trying to create Armageddon to bring Jesus back?
You see, that's where if you want to have a conversation, we can. Because no, that situation from the Protestant side of the church, the evangelical, they have been wrong about a lot of prophecies throughout the years. This is what cognitive dissonance
Well,
is.
your administration that you're supporting is doing this, so now I'm confused. Are you not in support of
Now
your
you're
administration?
saying two different things. All right, let's go into the administration. Now, Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, more than likely believes in such concepts and that's what's helping to be facilitated. But if you do your read your Bible in your own faith walk, you'll see that the Protestant church, evangelicals, especially because they're non-denominational, they have been wrong throughout the years since they first popped up around 1600s. The Seventh Day Adventist Church, Pentecostals, Quakers, Mormons, and every time cognizant dissonance kicks in. They said, one of them, that the end of the world was supposed to happen in 19 whatever. It did not. And they pivot and say, well, the prophecy didn't come past, and this, that, and third. So this is the same kind of scenario. Understand? The Catholic Church, again, Orthodox Church, and some others, they have centuries of these kind of things. They see through the book of Revelations as a historical text with allegory. So they don't really believe in these things. But they don't speak up and out because
But no, but you're fine with the consignment to the slave trade. You're fine with their colonialist
slavery still goes on
acquisitions.
today. The Arabs have
So
slaves.
you're but so bad for the Arabs, but good, but okay for the Catholic Church.
Well, again, even Africans, black
What was that
people
about
have
cognitive
slaves.
dissonance? I'm sorry, yeah, you said something about cognitive dissonance.
Okay, well, the Catholic Church, like a lot of institutions, America, even black people have created a lot of atrocities. So, but then again, on the other side of the coin, they have committed a lot of great good throughout the centuries.
For those of y'all that are watching, we're trying to wait for a few more people to come in before we get going. So we're just conversing while we're waiting on people to come in. We expect people to be coming in shortly. I am surprised that I mean we have a lot to talk about. Just in the war alone, many people, many things have occurred. Atrocities. The Houthis have joined in. They're cutting off another. They can cut off another strait with 15% of the world's trade. What else is happening? Um, I think the most alarming thing is that MAGA is not realizing that we're actually losing this war very badly, and they're just listening to Donald Trump. And while we're waiting, let's pivot to the war. Let's talk about this war a little bit. Are
Interesting.
you? I mean, are you one of the people that actually really believe that we're not losing this war right now?
Yes.
I can't believe that. Okay. So explain to me how it is you feel that we are not losing this war.
Well, we control the Strait of Hormuz from the information I'm getting. The
What the
next thing
hell?
is,
Hold on, wait. Let's start with that rhetorical statement.
okay,
What? We control the Strait of Hormuz from the information that you're getting. Okay, people are starting to come in now. But explain to me that statement. We control the Strait of Hormuz. Explain to me how you feel we control it. What the? Explain to me what the MAGA base is telling you that convinced you that somehow we are controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Explain to me what the MAGA base rhetoric is. Because obviously there's a bubble, and the information in the bubble is not what's going on in the real world outside.
okay,
Well,
it
I'd
looks
love to
like
hear what's going on inside the bubble.
yeah. Well, it looks like I might be wrong because things have
Oh,
changed.
there's no might.
Okay, then I am wrong. But it looks like
What was you hearing inside of the bubble? I am dying to know what you was hearing inside
I
the
just
bubble.
told you. Even if I tell you otherwise, you're still not gonna believe me. But the
I
information
know
I
because it's
get,
not true, but I want to know what you were hearing anyway.
what I just said, I can't go into other greater detail than
You
the
said from what you heard.
I just
What did you
told you what
hear?
I heard.
All
I
you heard was
said from what I heard, we control the Strait of Hormuz. Looks like I am wrong, and that's it.
fair enough.
I mean, even if I give you a nice line pie graph chart breakdown, you're still gonna pew 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 pew. So it doesn't matter.
I no, I mean, it's so utterly ridiculous that I'm just trying to hear what is being spewed inside the bubble because I'm not that deep in. Like, I know what Donald Trump is saying, and outside of that, I don't
But
know
the
what's being.
question, Leo, for you is, do you want the U.S. to lose this war just like Vietnam?
No, I want the U.S. to leave.
Well, isn't that losing the war?
We're already losing the war. We cannot win this war. Our pockets are being hit directly. As long as we stay there, listen, okay. First of all, we got people coming in. Let's invite them in. Hello, and welcome to the think tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about quite a few things, but in particular, and most importantly, how, why, and when this war can possibly come to an end between the United States government and Iranian people. And I say it in that particular way as a United States veteran myself and representing a vast majority of military personnel. We do not support this war. It's illegal war. I'm joined today by my co-host who, even though it's MAGA, will explain to you why, even though he supports Trump on almost everything, he himself will not, cannot support this war. But I'll allow him to talk for himself because he's a very educated man.
Am I?
And you should hear from an educated MAGA person their perspective as we debate these topics. With no further ado, my co host, the Honorable Dion Powell. Dion.
Hey, family, and happy Palm Sunday for all our believers in the Lord Jesus Christ. Plug for that. We know what next Sunday is. I'm District Leader Dion Powell of the Bronx Conservative Party, 80-20 Trumper, MAGA, America First, Borderline America Only, consultant, strategist, community leader, and organizer here in New York. Now, I'm an 80-20 Trumper because 80% of the things that Trump does and the administration does, I agree with. Dismantling the Department of Education. A boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. No men and women's sports. Internationally influencing the Olympics. And some other key issues when it comes to the border being closed and immigration reform. Now, the 20% that I disagree with the president on is the Epstein files and how they are being handled, the war in Iran, which we're going to discuss further, the war with Ukraine and Russia, and some other conflicts on that international level. Yes, and that's what I'm going to put out there.
Well, I want to start with giving you credit for something where I was wrong. I was all for supporting Ukraine. I am all against Russia. Well, I mean, Russia's the bad guys.
They
But,
always got to be the bad guys, and that's the problem.
well, I mean, I get it. You like strongmen and dictators. You're MAGA. However, I was wrong. I don't care about Ukraine's government. They can topple for all I care. Why would I say that? Especially on this platform. So, for those of you who don't know, the United Nations held a resolution earlier this week. This is the last week. We're going into the last week of March, 2026. This week, the United States held a resolution about whether the transatlantic slave trade was the worst crime ever committed against humanity in history. Only three countries voted no. Only three countries did not see peddling slaves across the transatlantic as a crime that deserved reparations. These countries consisted of the United States, of course, Israel, no surprise, and a lot of people are confused about Argentina. So I'm going to break this down. The United States is run by Donald Trump and his administration. These are racist bigots that want nothing good for blacks and only want to prop up the suffering of the white man to black people in this country that they control and hold all the wealth in. Israel is a colonialist society that only formed in 1948 and is now trying to expand all over Africa. They're going west into the Gaza Strip. They're going north into Lebanon. They're going east into Iran. And the United States is supporting all of this. So they're partnered in colonialism. In Argentina, I don't know why anybody would be surprised. Didn't Trump give them $40 billion? Even though they were stealing trade from the farmers in his own country that he represented. Then he took the tax dollars from us, Americans, to give to the farmers because he supported Argentina in taking the trade that they were getting with their nuts and other farm products from China. Of course, Argentina is sticking with the United States. The United States is funding them with our tax dollars. These are the only three countries in the world that said this wasn't the worst criminal activity that could be done to man, where somebody can own a slave, kill a slave, rape a slave, and it's okay. Ukraine, on their vote, along with over 130 other countries, wouldn't vote. They abstained. They wouldn't come out and say, you know what? Black people should not be treated that way. So, the same way they're abstaining from how we should be treated, I can see why I can abstain for what's going on with them. That's like our problem, their problem's their problem. But I digress. We need to speak about this war. Oh, Dion, do you have anything to say about that?
Well, you shouldn't be surprised at Ukraine because they didn't let the Africans escape the country when the war broke out, and they made sure they had access to get on the trains, all kinds of racist situation. Ukraine actually is an extreme alt-right nation that does a lot of racist stuff, being descendants of Nazism from when they were occupied by the Germans at the time. So that's what you should know. The next thing is that when it comes to the slave trade, that's a double-edged sword that the African nations, Ghana, which I love, should keep in mind because the people that actually participated in the slave trade for the chattel slavery from its inception were Africans. So if anybody has to pay up, they're going to have to be included. Understand?
Only to be expected from you. All
Well,
right.
that's a fact.
That's
So,
so I give him credit for being right about abstaining from Ukraine, and then he says we should be going after Africa. But what you said about Ukraine just what you said about
I didn't
Ukraine
say we
just
should
now
go
is
after Africa. I'm just saying that the United Nations, especially the African countries, have to be careful how they play with slavery and reparations because the African countries, when it comes to international slave trade during the chattel slavery, they were the ones that sold Africans to the colonialist slave traders. So they're a part of the reparations package. They have to pay reparations too. That would be the logic.
what amazes me is your analysis of Ukraine, alt right, what have you, and you made that sound very bad.
What? You make it sound bad.
Well, you said that I should know that Ukraine is all you're against Ukraine. They're alt right. They're this. They're that, and you're MAGA at the same time. That is profusely, confoundingly like contradictory. It's insane.
No, it's not. It's very simple, really.
You're
A
a MAGA going
couple of
against a country for being alt right, and that's logical to you.
yes, because you brought up the racist element. And I tried to piggyback on that. You linked Ukraine's abstentia to the United Nations vote on the slave trade as being, racist. So I said, all right, let me run with this and give you an expansive view of the war in Ukraine, how racist they are, linking it to its historical Nazi Germany ties when Nazi Germany conquered and occupied that country. So all those descendants still believe in some of those similar Nazi alt-right ideology. So as a MAGA person, those are the facts. They're
This is from the
allowed.
same guy who says Elon Musk, who grew up with slaves in the house, we should not look at that. From the same person.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is that exact person you're talking about. He's the guy whose father
His
left during
father,
those.
not him. Did he have
Yeah,
slaves?
yes, he grew up with slaves. Yes,
Did
yes.
he own slaves himself? Did he go out of his way and say, Daddy, I want to keep these slaves? Or he just moved out and went to college?
he got all his money from slavery, came here and used it to buy companies and then get government contracts. That's how he got rich off of slave
And
money. So the same way that so it's not
all
okay for
for them pay
Ukraine.
the TSA agents.
It's not okay for Ukraine, but you're supporting Elon.
I don't believe Elon is a racist, right supremacist person. How's that sound? So shout out to
Sounds
1,700 people that's watching right now. So
thank everybody for 1,800. Thank everybody for
oh,
coming
it just
in.
went up. Oh,
It's
what is commercials now? There? Let's see. No.
New York Post. How is 200 billion even being justified? Right? Oh, we're about to get into that. About to get into that. People are struggling to pay rent, and where's the money? Oh man, all right, people want to talk about this war. Americans deserve health care before military spending. Feels like history repeating itself again. Priority, priorities are
The chat
seriously
is
messed
live.
up.
Okay.
Why does elections seem always come more chaos? Yes, Easy Bond, um, Azuwaki, 200 billion. We're about to talk about that right now. Amina, people are struggling to pay rent. That's all going to be part of the conversation. Ahmed, Americans deserve health care before military spending. Amen. If you want to be Christian. Feels like history repeating itself again. Justima, the priorities are seriously crazy. Agreed. Why does election season always come with chaos? Bana, always. Never more than now. So let's talk about this war. Let's talk about this war. First, there's going to be, it appears that paratroopers and Marines are moving in to attack Karg Island. Trump made up wanting a 30-day ceasefire so that he can grift more, as well as saying on Monday that he would not attack for 5 days right before attacking that evening because the peace negotiations Iran said weren't really happening. And Trump says they are. He's still going back and forth. He's lying. They're saying he's lying. And he's sending more troops because of the peace talks, I suppose. Iran retaliated by bombing energy. Oh, Iran's infrastructure was bombed, and it retaliated by bombing any energy infrastructures in Kuwait, and other surrounding areas. The U.S. surrendered 13 bases in the area. They abandoned 13. America's abandoned over 12, over a dozen bases in the Middle East. America is literally running from their bases because they're getting bombed so hard. Even though Donald Trump is saying we've destroyed all their missiles. I mean, I know that's Trump being Trump, but just for you in the audience who don't know, Donald Trump can lie to his people, and they're so deeply into their occultic beliefs that it's okay. Trump is just being Trump. It's okay that he lies about everything. That's regular to them now. They've accepted it because, as a cult, they can't get away from him no matter what he does. They can't look at me like, yo, he lies about everything. It's wrong. So him lying about everything is now just Trump being Trump, and it's okay with them now. Iran gets to collect fees from people trying to cross the Strait of Hormuz now. Like nobody, none of America's friends can go through. If you want to go through the Strait of Hormuz, you got to get an Iranian escort. You got to pay for it. They collect fees like it's a toll bridge. Lebanese, an extension against Iran. They must have a ballistic. Oh, they're shooting ballistic missiles into Lebanon. We spoke about that. Um, Iran wants nuclear weapons. They want to enrich uranium. So for those that don't know, they had uranium. They wanted it to power their power plants. They wanted it as a power source. And now and it was able to enrich it. You need enriched uranium in order to be able to create a nuclear weapon. They had uranium, but only enriched this no more than 60%. Now they're like, hold up, wait. Y'all attacked us and we could beat you? Yeah, we're going to enrich our uranium. What you going to do? The United States has now been exposed as not being as strong militarily as we once declared we were because we're being kicked out of bases. We got people staying in hotels, military service members staying in hotels because the base had to be evacuated because Iran is kicking our ass. Like these things are very. We were never this weak under any other president where we got kicked out of our bases. Like we've had wars in the Middle East, we never had to abandon bases. whatever's going on in the Trump administration, we are really getting our ass kicked. Nothing like this has ever happened in the history of this country. Um, IMF in Iraq is now attacking American soldiers. We know that. Liquid and natural gas shortages are now occurring. This is again attacking our economy and the economies around the world. It's not just oil; it's liquid and natural gases. 1 million people have been displaced in Lebanon being because of Israel's attacks. And Trump is talking about he got a gift from Iran with 8 ships. Nothing is going through the Strait of Hormuz but the 3 ships that Iran has let through. There's no 8 ships for Trump. He's lying. Even though he said Fox News verified it, he's lying. Iran has 1 million ground troops prepped and ready to go if Marines paratroopers actually try and go into Karg Island, which is what it looks like is the location where Donald Trump is going to try and send troops in. He feels if he take Karg Island, he might be able to gain some ground in the Strait of Hormuz. But they're getting hit with drones. They're getting hit with missiles. Their ships are attacking anything they go. Their ships that Donald Trump said the entire fleet was destroyed is escorting other ships through, and the U.S. can't do anything about it. They were too busy abandoning bases. We are in trouble. What else is happening? The Houthis have joined the war, which now means Israel's being attacked from the north and the west. They should have done that when Gaza got attacked. They should have read the signs. Since they couldn't read the room then, the Houthis waited till now to join. That was strategic. We don't know why. We have suspicions. But now the Houthis are in the war. So now more of the world's being drug in. This is now a world war. Everybody in the world is at war because of this decision to attack Iran, and Iran is looking strong for it. Iran struck Iran struck Prince Sultan Air Base, which the missiles that they don't have because Donald Trump showed all their missiles, and struck the Prince Sultan Air Base. This really damaged the United States naval fleet. They hit a ship that there's only 17 in the world of, now there's only 16 because they damaged it so badly. Donald Trump is like, yeah, the war's about to come to an end. We got it under control. We've killed all their leaders. We destroyed their missiles. We destroyed their military. I've told you all the stuff going on, right? And while all of this is happening, he's like, we need $200 billion to continue the war. Now, mathematically, $200 billion is enough to create universal health care in this country. Instead of like the bill he just signed last year, the big ugly bill, as some people call it. I call it the big bad bill, where he took away health care from millions. And then later on, he went through and took health care away from millions more by not signing um, the Affordable Care Act subsidy extension. All of this could have been paid for with less money, with even just a fraction of the money he's asking to go fund this war. Meanwhile, because transportation is going up, because gas is going up, the price of everything is going up. Because in order to get goods and services, that means it has to be moved from one place, not services so much, but in order to attain goods, that means they have to be transported from one place to another. If you want a bottle of syrup, that bottle of syrup is packaged somewhere and sent to the store. If gas is going up, the price to transport it to that store goes up. If every small item goes up, prices of everything goes up. Prices are going to start surging, or prices have started to go up and will continue to surge as long as this war goes on. This infrastructure that's been decimated based on this war for fuel economy purposes is beyond the point of something that can be worked on in a short period of time. Some economists estimate that it can take months, others estimate even years to be able to repair the damages done even now. So our economy's devastation, we're only looking at the first glimpse. And that's if the war ended today, right this second. If it extends, like $200 billion would give it maybe 5, 6 months at the rate that we're spending $1 billion a day on this war. And it's 30 days in a month. So let's be conservative with the number, say 1 billion. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 6 months to 6 to 7 months. for 200 billion wouldn't even get us through the year with this war, but it's enough to extend it half a year. So this is what's going on and why our numbers are seeing the serious devastation they're seeing. I'm gonna take some comments. I'm gonna take a look at some of the other comments, and then me and Dion are gonna talk about some of the things that have just broken to the news today. All right. Yes, people are struggling to pay rent. I mean, like we were saying, it's because prices of everything is going up, and it's unfortunately not looking like it's going to dissipate anytime soon. We just have health care before military spending. Thank you, Ahmed. History repeating itself. The priorities are seriously messed up. Why this election season? All right, we spoke about that. 200 billion can literally transform healthcare access nationwide. Mohammed, that's what I'm saying. We can literally have universal healthcare like every other civilized country on this planet. But no, let's go attack Iran instead because that makes sense. War spending always moves faster than social spending. That HACCRR is an actual fact. It is historically true that it's easier to get funding from Congress for war than it is for healthcare. As a matter of fact, right now, if we look at it historically for the last half century in this country, every Republican that's been in office has gone after the Middle East, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, whatever, just so you know. Um, ICE policies are becoming a major issue this year. We'll talk about ICE a little later, Kareem, but yes, we're definitely going to talk about ICE because actually right now they're defunding and being at the airports is a subject unto itself. We need accountability from Congress. I am DJ. What? Yes. Yes, yes. Well, Congress should be holding the president accountable even more, but first, I guess we have to hold them accountable. And we can do that in the midterm elections. Don't forget to go out and vote. No kings.
Yes, that was
People,
yesterday.
yes, yes, we can get into
But
that also. People want answers, not political theater. Absolutely, Kareem. That's what it's about right now, and that's why we're here to get answers. Like that's what we're here about. That's what we're here to discuss. National security matters, but so does public health. Thank you, Serial. I hear where you're coming from, and you just addressed something that we haven't touched yet. Because what you're saying is that we do need to fund DHS, and you're right. And the Democrats actually said, let's fund all of that and deal with TSA and deal with ICE separately. And the Republicans went against that because Donald Trump doesn't want to do that. But the Democrats are actually, for once, doing something right. They said, let's fund DHS. We have national security issues. I saw a plume of smoke that looked like something went off in Newark a couple of days ago at the airport that was humongous. It was huge. An airplane flew past it. The airplane looked small compared to this black plume of smoke with the cloud above it. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I heard nothing about it on the news. That happened. Saw it with my own eyes. I discussed it with people. I wasn't imagining things. Something went off that kind of looked like a big bomb. It was scary as shit. And I saw it from the airport, looking like somebody said there's a fire. So I looked and I'm like, I've never seen a fire that big. I've never seen the cloud of smoke looking like a bomb on top from a regular fire. What the hell am I looking at? It looked like a bomb went off, a big one in Newark, New Jersey, at the EWR. Scary as hell. Um, the debate is bigger than left versus right. I agree with that too, Cyril. It's not about left versus right. I'm not on either side. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I happen to agree with a lot of the stuff the Democrats are saying. I agree with some of the Republican stuff that Dion said earlier. Men should not be playing in women's sports. That's just like, what are we doing here?
internationally, Leo, because of America's leadership, it's not going to be on the Olympics and other international sporting realms.
But these are not my concerns at the present moment. My concern is the fact that American people are being killed. I'm concerned about children being killed in other countries by Americans. I'm concerned about the fact that when I go to the gas pump, the prices are ridiculous. I have other concerns right now. So they're minor issues, are so minor that I can't really concentrate on them right now because I have real issues that affect me in my everyday life, that affect me emotionally as a person, like children being murdered by the
It'll
United
become
States.
real for you, just like my other friend who's in Newark. When you or your child comes home with certain materials, then it becomes real for you because it happened to him and his daughter. So wait and see what the Newark school system does, Leo.
Insurance premium just went up again. I'm sorry to hear that double army. Yes, that's what we're facing right now. Prices are going up on everything. And what is Chrissy? I don't know. Maybe she'll pop in later.
Exactly. That's what I said. Where's Chrissy? Shout out to Chrissy, who's our number one fan by the album,
Word,
especially.
word. Thank you everybody for coming. I want to
Hope
give you
everything's
some
okay.
comments. Now that I've finished up in the comments, you had some things you wanted to say about what's going on with this war.
Well, Leo, the like I said on previous episodes, other countries have shown their true colors and loyalty to the United States after all these decades of us helping them,
Helping them do what?
protecting them with our military so that way their economy can
In
thrive
what
without
name the
having
instances we protected them?
what?
Name instances we protected someone.
Well, Trump outlined it very much in Germany in his first term. We pay the most in NATO. We're the buffer for Russia from invading these countries allegedly. You see where I'm going, Leo? We protect, let's say, Taiwan, for example. We protect most of Europe with our military bases just existing there from them killing each other up. And now they do this.
Well, okay. So the United States went to war to help which country again? Oh, wait. Because that's what the United States is asking. Come to war to help us. Which country did we go to war to help?
Ukraine?
No. The United States doesn't have boots on the ground in Ukraine. Not true. False. What country did we go to war to help again?
What country did we go to war to help? That's the question.
Donald Trump is demanding they come to war to help against Iran. What country the United States do that for? Name a country.
France,
And what
England.
and when? World War II?
I went to World War II, but then again, some people would say Korea, some people would say Vietnam, and those kind of situations.
They're not NATO. So what NATO country that he's claiming that they owe us so much because we helped them? What NATO country did we go to war to help?
Wasn't
NATO
it?
was formed after World War II. You can't use World War II. I'm waiting. There's
Well,
none, but I'll
okay,
let you
you don't
try.
let me talk. So how can I answer your question, or at least try to? So maybe let's say the Cold War when we were dealing with East Germany and the Soviet bloc. If that counts as a war, it was a Cold
It
War, but
does not.
why doesn't it count as a war?
The same way, well,
We
they
were
can say they're
positioning
helping.
our army and military over there, Leo. The Cold War.
That was U.S. interests,
Okay, wrong
not to
answer.
help NATO. That was U.S. interest. And where did we go to war? Physical war, like Donald Trump is demanding to help a NATO country. The only thing he did with NATO was threaten to annex Greenland. He only threatened to go to war with NATO countries. He never helped the country. He never wanted to help a country. He wants to be a Putin bootlicker. That's what he wants. He always intended to break with NATO and join Russia. And if you don't see that, I put your glasses on.
Let's
Oh,
see.
you're wearing them. I got it. My bad. No,
All right, so okay, in the first Iraq War, Saddam Hussein attacked first by invading Kuwait, and that's when we got involved. So
I
does that
said
count?
NATO.
You said NATO? Okay, well. Was Iraq no, was Kuwait a part of NATO? I don't think so. All right, well there you go, Leo.
So his demands are based on nonsense.
Oh boy.
You can't find nothing. You looking it up trying, and I'm telling you, it doesn't exist. And the only thing he did with NATO is threaten to attack them. And the only reason he's acting like a little girl with a skinned knee right now and got his pennies all up in a bunch is because he went to war with Iran thinking they was going to be sweet. Like you was telling me, oh, look what happened in Venezuela. And I'm like, yo, Iran is not going to lay down. Oh, we attacked them the first time, and you're okay with just attacking sovereign countries. Well, Iran is not going to have it. It's not going to happen. They go, yo, this is going to be a problem. And here we are, my crystal ball, exactly as I predicted it. Are you going to deny remembering that?
I really got to take a time out to really go through some episodes, family, and all of you is watching. If you can find the episodes in which Leo predicted World War III for Venezuela, World War III
I
when
never
we
predicted
first
World
had,
War III for Venezuela. Nobody could have predicted
you
that
gotta find
because
those clips, find those snippets, because I haven't had the
yo,
time
I'm
to really go
tired
through
of
the
you being on
episodes.
my show lying on me. There's no way anybody could have predicted World War III with Venezuela because he never said he was going to attack, and we didn't have any episodes between the time he attacked
I'm
and when
gonna
it was over.
take time out of my day to find it because after we went into Venezuela and up to Venezuela when we were going through those little skirmishes in the ocean, blowing up ships at random, I remember distinctly you saying, "All right, we're gonna be in World War III." Same thing we first attacked Iran and bombed them months ago. Oh yeah, you'll see, we're gonna be in World War III. I was gonna find those two clips. So,
Well,
family, if you're
Iran,
watching,
Iran, I might have
find.
said it
Okay, there we go. Thank God, that makes sense.
because you know what? Here we are in World War III.
Oh boy, here we go.
So to you, this is not World War. You don't think we're in World War III? What is your definition of a world war?
When Well, let's just say when countries unite against another series of countries.
And what is happening right now?
In one country, Iran,
Is that what you think is happening? Russia's helping them. China is helping them. The
well, are the
Houthis are
Russians fighting? Just like you said before, are Russians fighting? Is China sending troops? You see what I'm saying?
the Houthis are
Now,
fighting.
they're coming from Lebanon, yes?
No,
Are we fighting
Lebanon
with,
also.
where are the Houthis coming from? Are they coming from,
Oh gosh, where are the Houthis coming from? No, yes, right. Well, Lebanon's involved.
or was it from Yemen?
I believe. Hold on. Let's
Let's
let's let's
say
ask Google.
boom.
Where are the Houthis from? Because I don't remember. I said hoodies. Hoot.
Let's see.
Yemen.
Yemen,
Yes.
Yemen. All right.
Yes.
So
So
Yemen
we
is
have
sending in
Iran,
troops.
we have Yemen, we have Lebanon, we have Gaza. That's four countries. We
Well,
have
I don't know
Israel,
about.
United States. I think this is,
Wait, so
and Russia and China is help.
Gaza is involved with the war in Iran, or is that something that's a separate issue? Because my thing is
Gaza's
this:
in war with Israel.
in order to be a world war, Leo, and if we're going to label this World War III, I think a certain definition has to be established. We have to attack and physically attack in Yemen, in Gaza, in Jordan.
We? What is that? What do you mean by we?
Well, there's two sides. It's supposed to be Israel and the United States versus Iran, right? Now, to be World War III, we're going to have at least six plus countries involved, or maybe more,
We've got
because
that
World War
already.
One,
We've got that already.
okay, on the soil, that means that we should have troops fighting in all these countries. Do we have troops fighting in multiple countries at the same time? Gaza one, maybe.
A war, world war, a war involving many large nations in all different parts of the world. And it says this is when it's
Okay, different parts of the world. That makes sense.
so Russia and Ukraine.
Okay, is this
So
intertwined?
it doesn't say it has to be intertwined. You're adding your own definition to it.
No, no, because World
The
War is all
definition,
these countries at war with each other. That's two
no, the
separate things.
definition is all these countries at war, not with each other. All these countries at war. You're adding to each other. All these countries are fighting. That means when what Russia and Ukraine are fighting, that's a war. These two countries are fighting. China, India and Pakistan was fighting.
Isn't that over with? Didn't Trump
Iran,
settle that?
no, Trump did not settle that. And that's the big problem because India is pissed that Trump keeps claiming he settled it when everyone knows Trump had nothing to do with it, except for MAGA. Everybody but MAGA. It's the truth. I mean, okay. Uh, and let's settle that now. What is it? Indian, cause like Indian Pakistan war and It's hard for me to hear stuff inside the bubble. Like it is hard for me to hear stuff inside the bubble. It sounds so crazy when people inside the bubble talk.
Oh, somebody said that? Let's see.
You said it. Based on historical records, Pakistan
Oh, you probably made a
has
comment,
not won a
Leo.
conventional war against India. I didn't. I wrote it wrong. It wrote it wrong. Pakistan
Hey. Hey, Chrissy,
war
welcome back.
sounds crazy when people inside the bubble talk.
Yeah, we were concerned. Well, let's see. Supposed to know.
All right. Pakistan India wars have historically ended through international mediation, largely driven by fear of escalation of decisive military surrenders. Okay, so let's say 2025. Let's be particular about which war. Conflict ended with the U.S. brokered ceasefire on May 10, 2025. This is okay. Now, how did India say Pakistan war ended 2025? India announced a ceasefire with Pakistan effective 10/25, framed as a direct victory achieved after military objectives were met rather than through foreign mediation. They said they achieved their objectives. Nobody interfered. Trump is claiming he interfered. India does not like it. Pakistan's not even claiming that.
Our news media is the enemy of the state. I will put that out there.
Well, yes, you might be getting most false information if you're just paying attention to mainstream media. The truth of the matter is, Trump has not settled 50 wars, whatever stupid number he comes up with tomorrow. He makes stuff up. He's Trump being Trump, and you, as a MAGA person, has accepted that, so don't complain about it. You accept it. It's just Trump being Trump. It's okay that all he does is lie to your face. So don't be upset when you find out he's lying, because
Well, the
he's
thing is, the
lying.
media lies to us to our face. So I'm more inclined to believe Trump than the mainstream media like CNN and the freaking MS Now, former MSDNC, CBS,
Hold
ABC,
up, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa,
New
whoa, whoa.
York
Trump,
Times, AP News,
hold up. Trump has lied
NPR.
about every promise he's ever made. He's broken. He said he was going to close down the borders, right?
He did that
Right? If he said he's going to give it to all these immigrants. Right now, we're worried about sleeper cells, so obviously he didn't get rid of the immigrants. And he went after all
because of
these
all
Spanish
the
people.
obstruction.
He went through all these Spanish people that was fixing houses, doing roofs, school teachers, people that was doing lawns, but nobody messed with the sleeper cells in the countries that were actually threats. You was fooled. You were
Who
misled.
lured him in
You was
here?
ran amok. You was
It's
made a
Joe
fool.
Biden's fault. He let all these illegals in. We all know that, Leo.
You were made a fool. You were made a fool. It's really like he lied about the economy. He's going to fix the economy day one. He's going to end the war in Ukraine in day one. He's going to end, and all he's doing is trying to support Russia, lifting sanctions, even though Russia is literally giving the locations of bases like the Prince Sultan, which Iran successfully had a missile attack on because Russia took pictures of the base like 3 days before and showed them where it was at. Russia's literally helping them to bomb American bases and kill American soldiers, and Trump lifts sanctions from Iran and from Russia. I would go as far as to say that from an objective standpoint, I would say that he was an obvious plant. And anybody not seeing that would be a damn fool.
Well, then you also have to look at BRICS, Leo. How is this affecting BRICS? It shows a chink in BRICS' arm because they're not all united around this situation.
What are you talking about?
BRICS,
We know
Brazil.
what just in case you don't know what BRICS is, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And it's BRICS Plus because many more countries have actually joined, including many people that Trump is partnered with. Actually, everybody that Trump likes. Now, how did Trump's friends get affected, you were saying?
No, I'm talking about how BRICS is actually constant turmoil right now because the member countries don't know how to handle this war and their economies are being affected. Seeing as though
What
they
do you
were
mean they
trying
don't know how
to,
to end the war? I don't understand.
well, remember, BRICS, the countries, some of those countries are not getting involved with the war, like India, I think South Africa. And you know what I mean? It's not like a United Nations situation. And on top of that, their economic situation, they're trying to get off the US dollar and create their own economics, currencies and stuff like that. That's all kinds of messed up now with this war. So this war is hurting BRICS a lot, Leo. Look into it.
Not as much as it's hurting the United States. The United
Of course,
States,
of course.
it's not okay. I get it. You don't understand. You don't want to understand because that would make Donald Trump look bad. But here are the
I'm
plain and
giving you a
obvious.
diverse perspective.
But here's the direct and immediate outcome of us going into Iran and Donald Trump's policies. We are now isolated. He's making enemies of NATO. The only people that he wants to call friends is Russia. I think just Russia. The only people that he
Japan
wants to be friends with is Russia. Just let that sink in. The only people
and
that
Venezuela.
Donald Trump wants to be friends with is Russia, China, and North Korea.
Friends with Japan, Venezuela. Keep going, Leo.
Japan is not our friend. Japan's
Japan is
economy
our friend.
Japan's
That's
economy. Japan is dumping U.S. bonds. They smile in our face, dumping U.S. bonds. Maybe you don't understand the economy, but what that does is raise the price of everything here. And I'm not going to get into because I'm not going to get into the economics of it, but basically, as not being an economist, the real basic rudimentary explanation is bonds are a loan, and you buy a bond, you loan the country money, and by loaning the country money, you give the country more money to play with. You dump the bond, now the country has to buy it back. In order to pay for that bond, everything goes up in price. Because that's how the universe has to pay for the bonds. So by them dumping the amount of bonds that they're dumping, they're not our friends, I assure you. And you said Venezuela. Venezuela is not our friend, they're conquered territory. The United States went in and took their leader and said, you can be in his stead. Come and give me your trophies. They came and they colonialized Venezuela the same way as Israel's trying to do with Lebanon, Iran, and the Gaza Strip. It's all colonialism. If that's what you want to call a friend, then you don't have any real friends, do you?
looks that way. Well, allies. But anyway, you
Well, I mean, if you're conquered, are you a real ally? I'm kind of curious. I'm really kind of. How do you
they're
feel
not
about that? Do
conquered,
you?
Leo. They are not going to have elections. You'll see.
Okay, so the United States was able to go in and create regime change, but they're not conquered. Got it. Can we agree that they created regime change?
Yes.
All right,
But
there
can
we
we
go.
also agree that Maduro was not a duly elected president because you could vote your way into socialism, but you can't vote your way out?
No, we can't because that has nothing to do with any of this conversation.
It does. We're talking about Venezuela.
I
And
asked if they created regime change. You said
yes.
yes.
And I'm
What,
trying to
what,
get you to
what they
get.
what they did in that country outside of when the United States came in and attacked
Oh
them
boy.
is kind of irrelevant
It
because you're
is
like,
very
oh
relevant.
well, it's okay the United States go in and attack them because the United States administration didn't like what was going on there. So you're saying that anytime this country doesn't like what's going on in another country, it's okay to go attack them because that's the
We've
standard.
done it before.
But that's not okay. It's not okay to attack a sovereign nation. That's not okay.
Monroe Doctrine. Remember that?
That's not okay. Anyhow, the people that are his friends without having to be attacked to do so consist of Russia, China, and North Korea, and Argentina, and Israel. That's it. Those are the five fistful of countries. More than half of which are helping attack American troops. Russia, China. Well, I can't say more than about half because it's only Russia and China. I mean, he did lift sanctions on Iran. So although he has this country at war with them, if he lifts sanctions on them and they're making more money than they've ever made off their oil because they can charge higher prices and they're selling more oil than they've ever sold, does that make him their friend?
Well, economically, we have to wait and see. But again, so the point that you made earlier about the Strait of Hormuz, that's very crucial piece of real estate, in my opinion. So we have to really monitor that situation.
I don't think they're going to give up the Strait of Hormuz. Matter of fact, the only ships that have gone through there are ships that Iran has let through, escorted through, with the military that Donald Trump claimed didn't exist. The United States can't get a ship, our own ships through there, let alone help somebody else get through. We've abandoned 13 military bases. We've lost the strait. We're losing bases. Our military's really been affected. We're getting our ass kicked. Can you understand what's happening? Can you comprehend? You're not a military guy. That's not your strength. That's not your thing.
That's why I'm leaning on you. So, if I'm wrong,
We've
then
lost the Strait of Hormuz completely. Now you have to pay Iran to get through. We've abandoned 13 bases. Historically, that's never happened with the strongest military in the world. We now look weak. Donald Trump has made our military very, very weak. That's what happened. Our morale's at an all-time low. People don't want to be there. The commanders are telling them that they're fighting so that Jesus comes back. Like, and
yeah.
people are like, "What are you crazy? We're fighting to make Armageddon." Like, did you just say that to me? Morale's at an all-time low. They're literally about to raise the age of people that can join the military from 36 to 42 so they can get more people because morale is so low and people do not want to join. You're literally about to raise the age bracket, something that hasn't had to be done in decades because morale is so low. We're having our ass kicked. Do you understand?
I don't believe so. But yes, I'm gonna.
You don't want
I'm
to
gonna
believe so.
I, I can't talk. But the fact is, Leo, that right now this war I disagree with, but I am in hopes that we will come out with some sort of win. So we have to wait and see at this point.
Okay, so I have a question based on that.
Okay.
What would some sort of win look like to you? What gold would you say would be a W? Being that Donald Trump has never given a reason to be there or goals.
Well, in order to have a W, we have to make sure we have an economic win when it comes to oil and resources over there at some point. Now, there may need to be a military occupation of the United States in that area, like always with our military bases, in some sort of fashion. We have to regain our allies surrounding Iran. Israel's going to have to really step up more so. It has a right to exist. Now it's time to do it.
Why
As
do they
right
have a right to exist?
huh?
Why do they have a right to exist?
Well, that's the cliche.
No. You said it. Now you have to answer for it. Why do they have a right
I
to
just told
exist?
you that's the cliche.
Well,
That's
listen. They formed in 1948 from nothing and took land that didn't belong to them to do it. And now they're trying to expand into other land that doesn't belong to them. And these are just that's the facts. Now, don't the countries that they're attacking have a right to exist?
yes,
Doesn't Iran have a right to exist?
yes.
So then why are we attacking Iran?
Well, again, Israel is really igniting that situation over there. According to the information, we're trying to free and liberate the Iranian people, which is kind of true
The
because it goes
Iranian people have formed a bond against us. You realize that, right? They now
no,
hate
no,
the
no,
United
no,
States.
Leo. That's not true. And I can prove it. Just look online at all the Persians and others in Iran that are celebrating right now that we're doing this.
They're not celebrating any. They might have been some happy before, but everybody's uniting again. When the United States bombed the elementary school that killed like 180 kids, that kind of ended any goodwill that anybody had in Iran toward the United States. You can't bomb school children and think that people are going to celebrate you. You can't really believe that's what's happening.
It is
You can't be
happening.
that gullible.
No, I have people that are Persian, that have people from Persia that live there all their lives, and they're all celebrating this country. So,
They're celebrating even though the United States is attacking citizens, even though Donald Trump is like, yo, we're gonna go and commit war crimes in Iran and just start bombing critical infrastructure to destroy the electrical grid so that the civilians don't have power and will starve. And you're telling me that the people you have are celebrating this for real? That's what you're telling me
now all the stuff that you're compounding there,
is
no,
what's happening. I'm just laying the
they're
facts.
celebrating the whole situation. They're celebrating liberation. Whatever comes with it, they're happy right now, Leo.
Liberation. So they're celebrating the fact that the new Ayatollah is the son of the Ayatollah that
No, no, Leo,
um
you're conflating things.
I'm not
They're
complaining, I'm
happy.
stating the facts.
You can
You
say
said
it's
they're
not
celebrating
complaining.
liberation. So I want to be clear on what this supposed liberation is. Because as things stand, Donald Trump killed the Ayatollah. The Ayatollah's son took over. The Ayatollah, and when he got killed, when the Ayatollah's father got killed, he lost his father, he lost his mom, he lost his wife, and he lost his kids. So this Ayatollah has got a hard on for America right now. He like, and things are worse now than they've ever been in that country. And you're telling me the Persians are celebrating this guy? Because that's what their liberation is right now. Or
The
they
answer
didn't
is
tell you
yes.
that part.
The answer is yes, Leo. I can go to social media and show you the Persians celebrating. Some I know personally that happen. Like in Cuba right now, Leo, the mainstream media is not going to tell you, but a lot of Cubans are itching for Trump to come in there and clean house.
And a lot of Cubans are like, okay, so now we got to join the war. Nobody likes Donald Trump unless they're dictators. There's only a certain few types of people that like Donald Trump. People in other countries do not want Donald Trump to come and kill their leader.
I don't know.
There's going to be exceptions to every rule. I assure you, there's always, like, look here, right in the United States. We have black people cheering for Donald Trump. The vast majority of black people are not.
Okay.
Right now, we have Spanish people cheering for Donald Trump. When he got into office, the vast majority were. Right now, Spanish people are not. There's exceptions to every rule.
Venezuelans are. Central Americans are, Leo.
The vast majority are not.
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you who are, you know.
The vast majority are not. I mean, you're telling me the Venezuelans are happy they went and took their leader from them. Maduro's gone, but his right hand took over, so they're under the same rule, but they're happy? If they're under the same rule, then nothing changed.
Well, I can't say that
except
the
for
same
except
rule.
for except for the fact that the United States is now controlling their oil, so now they're losing more. The country's losing more money. That's the only thing that changed. Am I wrong?
I think there's different nuances than you're laying out there. That's what I think.
Lay them out.
Well, again, you know, the Brazilian leadership is happy. The people of Venezuela there and here are celebrating, and other Central American countries, Nicaragua and the rest of South America, other countries that have socialist regimes are itching for Trump to come in. But our mainstream media, even here in the think tank, won't report it as such. But I am giving it to you like this. So you have to do your own research off the grid and the bubble of this country when it comes to news media and information.
Right. So you're getting things from inside the bubble, which we've already established is sporadic with his um reporting at best, or the truthfulness of his reporting at best. And overall, we know that their reporting is abysmal. But, you know, like you said, they can do their own research, they can look and see, or use their common sense.
Think tank.
If if our country's like this, and you're looking at your country and you're seeing things like ICE agents murdering citizens, are you going to want Donald Trump to come into your country?
Yes.
And there's people like you that are exceptions to the rule. While obviously, what is Donald Trump's approval rating right now? Right.
Higher than the Democrats. I say that much.
Nah, actually, he has the
Higher than
lowest.
Gavin Newsom.
He literally has the worst approval rating of any president in any time in history right now.
All these exaggerations always. So
No, actually, that's a legitimate number now. He's literally got the lowest approval rating of any president in U.S. history. He broke a new record. Go ahead and look it up. Okay, while you're doing that, because we do have people watching, and you're like, oh, it can't really be that bad. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. Truman was at 22%.
was
Bush was at
he
25%. Jimmy Carter was at 28%. Donald Trump,
30 something? Yes.
34%.
There we go. So that
And
is a good.
21, and 21, 29%. That was 21. So let me bring out another point that show you just how bad Donald Trump is. This, if you can't understand, I think this is going to drive the point home to a lot of listeners, but I don't think it's going to drive the point home to you, which is perfect because you'll keep coming back with more so that the audience can hear more of what's going on inside the bubble. Donald Trump is the worst thing that can happen to an economy. In his first term, he blamed everybody else as he ushered in the COVID economy. He said, oh, this person made the decision, that person made the decision while he was making the decisions. Oh, it's because I didn't have a choice because that's what they told me. As we look at his second term, the war in Iran looks like it's going to be worse than COVID on our economy. And once again, this is driven by Donald Trump decisions. Donald Trump has made decisions in both terms that has affected the American economy worse than the Great Depression. That is why your wallets are starting to swell. We are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Nothing can save it because the Houthis joining this war means they close off a strait that 15% of the world's goods flow through. Not only does 20% of the world energy, a fifth of the world's energy flow through the Strait of Hormuz, but Houthis control another strait. What is the name of the strait? Do you know? No.
Bering Strait. Remember that?
What?
The Bering Strait. Remember that?
Is that the name of it?
No, that's something from the Russia connected to Alaska and the Native Americans crossing over. Let's see.
Oh, right. Haha, big joke, but this is a
History
laughing
class.
matter.
What don't chink?
So let's share with the audience. The Houthis control or have the capability to disrupt the Bab al-Mandab Strait, also known as the Bab al-Mandeb, a crucial maritime choke point at the southern end of the Red Sea, located between Yemen and Africa. I'm sorry, it's only 10%. This narrow strait connects to the Red Sea to the Gulf and Aden and handles roughly 10% of global oil and natural gas trade. Oof. So 20% there, 10% there, was that 30%? That means the Houthis joining the war can drive prices up way higher. Donald Trump is doing things that affect the economy in the most negative of ways. Do you understand?
Yes, I do understand. Just like the tariff war. It go either way. If we stop talking about that, right, media? We stop talking about tariff war. I wonder why.
Because he lost and tariffs had to be lifted, and then he attacked and did something that hurt the economy far worse than he was already doing somehow. He found a way to do something worse than what he was already doing, which was devastating America. He was hurting American pockets and found a way to just devastate us instead. So we're talking about the devastation than just the regular pain that he's caused. Am I wrong?
Well, you exaggerate a lot. So
Exaggerate a lot. 30%. Like, are you understanding what's happening? You don't get it. Wow. That's interesting. Well, if you're the average listener and you're there at home and you're wondering why every time Donald Trump's in office, there's devastation to your American pockets. Rest assured, even though MAGA won't comprehend, understand, or admit to what is really going on, even though you can just look in your wallet, look at your bills, and see what's happening, that this is Donald Trump. This is what he's done to every business he's ever had.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm wrong. This is not what I told you was going to happen. I said, he does this to every business he's ever had. He's going to do this to America. I didn't say that. Of course I did. You can't deny that because then you'd be denying that I said bad things about Trump. So you have to admit that I said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, just like I was able to look at the history that he's presented to us through his business ownership and see that he bankrupts everything he's ever touched. The fact that he was going to bankrupt America was common sense. That's all he knows how to do, bankrupt and collect whatever he can off of the corpse. In this particular case, that corpse is the American economy. He's killing the American economy and pocketing everything he can while he does it.
Oh God.
That's what's happening. How would tell me what about my description is inaccurate?
That he's deliberately doing all these wonderful things to line his pockets. And what you still
Why
think
are we
he's
at
killing
war in
time.
Iran?
Or in to support Israel, who believes that they still have nuclear capabilities. That's
But
what we're being told.
I thought Trump said we destroyed all the nuclear capabilities 6 months ago. So which one is it?
Well, that's still
That's just Trump being
again,
Trump.
well, again, that still may be the case or not be the case. The fact remains that Israel feels as
Did
though
we destroy if we
Iran is
destroyed
a
all of
nuclear
their
threat.
we destroyed all their nuclear weapons? Then why are we at war with Iran? Because Trump said we destroyed all their nuclear capabilities and they wouldn't be able to make weapons for decades. So why are we at war there now?
What did I just say, Leo? Do you know you
Midnight
said all
Hammer,
that?
Midnight Hammer, Midnight Hammer. Anybody? What was Midnight Hammer? Do you remember Midnight Hammer? What was Midnight Hammer? Let's take a look. What was Midnight Hammer?
Was that when we attacked on Ramadan, I think?
Oh,
The
what was
start of
Midnight Hammer?
Ramadan?
Let's just be clear. Operation Midnight Operation Midnight Hammer. Operation Midnight Hammer was a U.S. military operation conducted in 21, 22, and 2025, targeting three Iranian nuclear facilities, Fordow,
Okay, okay.
Natanz, and Isfahan. The operation aimed to severely degrade Iran's nuclear weapon. So let's look at Midnight Hammer 2025, just so we're all on the same page here, because this thing happened. Conducted on 21. Okay, said the same thing. The operation used B-2 Spirit bombers and GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators to cause significant damage, marking the first combat use of these bombers bunker busters to destroy a heavily degraded Iran's nuclear program following an Iranian-Israel conflict, according to Congress. Assets involved impact. It occurred during intensified regional tensions in 25 following a preemptive strike by Israel. So Israel struck first, United States followed, and that should have. Oh, wait a minute. Am I not sharing? Oh, I didn't
No,
hit the share button. Oh my gosh. I thought
you
y'all
got
was
caught up
reading
in the heat of
along.
passion, as always.
No, I just didn't click the button. Thought the button clicked. Operation Midnight Hammer, conducted in 25, was a targeted U.S. military strike against Iranian nuclear facilities, including Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The operation used B-2 Spirit bombers and GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators (MOPs) to cause significant damage, marking the first combat use of these bunker buster bombs. The purpose was to destroy or heavily damage Iran's nuclear program following an Iran-Israel conflict, according to Congress. So that's when we bombed them for nukes now 9 months ago. So you're saying we're back for the same thing again, even though Trump said we were successful and he wouldn't have weapons for 10 years?
Yes, according to Israel.
Okay. So you're saying Israel is the one that's wrong in all this and Trump is not to be blamed.
I didn't say that at all, Leo.
So what are
I'm
you
just
saying?
answering your previous question. Why are we there? And I answered the question. Now you're going into something separate.
Well, Israel couldn't make the decision for the U.S. to be there. Only Trump can make that decision. But when I ask you the question, you're blaming Israel. So I didn't go into something separate. I'm asking why are we there, and you're
I
blaming
told
Israel.
you, we're
Israel doesn't have
following
the
Israel.
ability.
We are following what Israel wants us to do. They believe that Iran has nuclear capabilities and we need to attack them now. And that's what happened. Now, Israel's involvement with our government decision making, yes, I believe that's a thing. And that's a problem. I disagree with the handling of Israel as well. That's the 20%.
Why does Israel have Trump by the balls? Is it because, like Iran said, there's they have because Iran said they got the Epstein files.
Okay, well, again, that's something that I disagree with. I said that earlier because I believe, like some others in this realm of the right, that this is a way to try to blackmail the president in front of the world. In tandem, this information we demanded under the Biden administration, and they called us all kooks and crazy and QAnon conspiracy theorists, and they didn't want to release the files. Now they do. That when I say they, I mean them on the Democrat side.
Well, we all thought that it was crazy and kooks until Trump said he was going to
And so
release it and
Trump
then
won the
didn't.
election, and then okay, we got something in our back pocket.
No, no. And then Trump didn't want to release it. And now we wanted to know
After he
why.
won the election, because that's one of
But
the first things they cat. And, all right, now we got to read the Epstein files, everybody,
yes, because we wanted to know why he like,
because
wait a
Trump
minute, Tom.
won re-election, and you have to try to stop this guy. And so now
No.
you had an ace in the hole. Smart guys, you sat on it.
Okay. So as I was trying to say, Mr. I don't let you talk. As I was trying to say, when that was going on, nobody's paying attention to it. We all thought that was crazy. We all thought that was a little bit like, come on, man. A cabal of evil people molesting children sounds crazy. Then Trump wins the election. We find out the Epstein files are real. Us regular people like me find out the Epstein files are real because I didn't believe it before that. I can speak for myself, so I can understand others. You lived in a bubble where, you know, unicorns flew and shit. So you lived in a bubble that was different from the rest of the world. Outside the bubble, we didn't believe it. When Trump went out of his way to bury the files instead of releasing it to shut everybody up, regular people like myself said, "What are you hiding? Wait a minute, weren't you friends with Epstein? Like, what is going on?" Trump
No.
created from inside the bubble. You didn't understand what happened. I'm
If Trump
speaking
would have
for
never got reelected, this Epstein stuff would have been under the rug. We all know this with our
yes, it
common
would have.
sense.
I just said that Trump created this by promising to release it and then getting there and hiding it and then making us all question why. He created this. He did it. Same way as all his friends are dictators like Vladimir Putin, where he wants to get rid of NATO and he hates NATO and he doesn't have no real reason because NATO, he never helped NATO. All he did was threaten to attack NATO. He wants to be cool with Russia. He invites the Duma in. The same week he's like, yo, I ain't messing with NATO no more. We ain't never gonna be, we ain't cool no more. He invites the Duma in. The Duma, do you know who the Duma are?
No,
So the Duma is like the hierarchy of Congress in Russia. It's Russia's Congress hierarchy.
no, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting.
The Duma was
The
invited in.
Kremlin, the Kremlin.
The Duma, well, I was explaining it in basic terms. The Duma were invited in this week. The same week, he said that he ain't messing with NATO no more. Even Congress, Republican congressmen are like, why are they here? What the hell is this? So it's almost like what I was saying is coming to pass now. It's almost like that, where we said that he wanted out of NATO. We said that when he threatened Greenland,
Hmm.
and he's bootlicking Putin. Now he had Putin here, where he had military members on their knees rolling out the red carpet for him, and now he's inviting the Duma in, and now we're sitting. The Congress is sitting down having lunch with their counterparts in Russia, and
Beautiful. Nothing wrong with talking.
NATO was pushed to the side, and that's beautiful
No,
to you.
good. Yes, because
You're
now
an
we
enemy of the
get
state
how we remember to say when NATO and its members came over here crying to Trump to try to settle this war. In addition, you forget that under
because Russia is giving information to attack. You asked a question, I'm answering it.
under
Because Russia
under
is giving they're giving Iran the whereabouts of our assets to
okay.
attack. They're literally helping the enemy kill American soldiers. Why are we licking
Don't
their
blame them.
boots?
It's a good thing because there's a war with Russia and Ukraine that the world still expects Trump, even though he's evil and racist, to try to settle down regardless. I mean, Trump can say, "Hey, Europe, you guys figure this out with NATO without us, and
He
see what
did.
happens." And then on top of that, I was
Did
trying to
that
say
already.
earlier that Biden had Ukraine come into Congress and all those Ukrainian flags, symbolism, all into Congress. Also, Governor Ben Shapiro of Pennsylvania was also signing bombs to go to Ukraine with all our money and other resources and military prowess. So let's not forget that.
So while you're talking about all about the stuff with Ukraine that has nothing to do with America,
Yes,
I'm
it
talking about the
does.
fact
Because
I'm
Russia
talking,
is fighting
Mister.
them.
You done?
Mhm.
Can I talk? I'm talking to you, Mister America First, where Russia is literally helping American assets and American troops become injured and unalived right this minute. They're providing information on the whereabouts of American assets and troops so Iran can hit them with missiles. Screw Iran or Ukraine or whoever. American
Russia,
troops, Mr.
Russia.
America First, are being attacked by Russia or by Iran because Russia is helping them to do it. And you're siding and these are the people you invite to lunch?
And we are helping
He's a
Ukraine.
traitor.
We are helping Ukraine, Leo. So it's one big game behind the scenes. Everybody should know that. The next thing is there's nothing wrong with talking because
He's a traitor.
we're still doing economic commerce with Russia anyway, and we're still doing economic commerce with China anyway, regardless if they're helping Iran. Understand how that works?
He lifted the sanctions from Iran and Russia and invited their hierarchy to lunch. He's a traitor. He should be drugged out in the street and shot.
Like the rest of the Congress that's trying to, and the media that
Nah,
keep
Congress
tweeting
ain't
all
with
the
it.
time.
Congress ain't with it.
All
Congress
those
ain't with it.
Democrats.
Nah. He when he invited the Duma, that that was where the
I
line
gotta
was
see
drawn.
this
He
Duma
that's
stuff.
when.
Let's see.
Why don't you try to go to ground news?
The Duma. Sure. Let's see. Ground News has to say.
Because I mean, and Russia attacked an American factory in Ukraine. Russia literally bombed an American factory in Ukraine. Did you know that?
Yeah, we
Russia
talked about this
literally
before.
hit American fact. No, this was last week. Not the first time it happened. I agree. Russia's literally attacking American assets with missiles,
Here we go.
and the response to it is, "Why don't we have lunch?"
All right. The Kremlin's negotiators, the Duma deputies who visit the United States, peacekeepers. All right. Uh, yeah, peacekeepers. That's what Russia Parliament received striking socks with Trump as a gift. Dmitry stood up to the State Duma deputies who visited the U.S. as peacekeepers. This sounds good to me. There you go from Ground News. That's what's going
Okay,
on.
which side was that? Right, left, or middle?
Oh, that was left. Let me see. What the hell? Yeah, Zoom is really, different. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
I'm glad you was able to find a Duma.
Yeah, it came up. This is all. So being all, it's a mixture of what the AI set up here, and all is a mixed bag. But
What is
this
it saying in the middle?
center, all right. So center, these are the center independent media here, as you can see in the middle here, and it's
Trump
fair.
gave them socks. What the
It's fun. Okay, several
Trump
Russian
gave them
parliament,
socks. What the? What are we
several
looking at?
Russian parliamentarians, which took home a comical souvenir after their visit to the United States. A pair of socks with U.S. President Trump on them. There you have it, Leo. You know how Trump gets down. You feel
Yes,
his weird
yes.
at.
He
So,
has a foot fetish.
oh God, nah, that's not what that means. Let's see what the left has to say
I
about
don't know. He's got his own people wearing shoes that don't fit. Put them on. I want you to wear them anyway. Giving people socks. There's something wrong with that man. He's demented.
they're probably made in China. China. China.
Anyway, he has a foot fetish. Something wrong with that man.
Okay, well, there you go.
But no, I mean, listen, and I forgot I was talking about Trump. I was just thinking in general the fact that you don't think that's weird. So you're gonna tell me you don't think that that's weird? Is that what you're gonna tell me?
It sounds like Trump being Trump with his swag branding and freebies.
Right, right. For you, it's just swag branding. For me, outside the bubble, I'm looking like, yo, is he? What the hell is wrong with him and feet? Like, what is going on? It's weird. But you, of course, are going to accept it. That is the MAGA thing. We love this. This is great. I personally think the fact that he's got people wearing shoes, he's buying shoes for people, and they have to wear them whether they fit or not. He's giving people a gift of socks. I think that that's weird. But we have our opinions and we're able to disagree. That's what makes America great. For as long as that lasts before he starts kidnapping more people like Don Lemon for speaking their truth. Uh, um, rid of a child. That is why people are frustrated with Washington. That's a fact. Right, YouTube. Taxpayers are footing the bill for all of this. Right. The Duma come to America. They leave with socks. We foot the bill of American taxpayers. They attack American companies, American factories in Ukraine. They attack American companies. And the gift is a pair of socks. Gosh, if they got a free pair of socks for attacking American companies, what would they do if they hit Congress? You think he would give them a watermelon? No, it'd have to be something with their feet, right? So he'd give them sneakers.
Trump sneakers. Remember the Trump sneakers, Leo? My
That
friend
was
had
what
a
I
pair of
said.
those. Ha 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 ha. Look what you ran into.
I didn't run into it. I that's what I said.
Yeah, well, Trump has
Um,
sneakers, so they
that's
still
what I
got
said. Yes. Yes, that's why I said it.
it.
Um, okay. So headshot, healthcare should not be a luxury. Wow, we're back at that. So we're back at, you know, it's kind of wild that 200 billion is going to fund a war in Iran and we're not talking about the Epstein files no more, so it's working because the economy is so bad. So we found a way around it. Make the economy so bad, we forget about the Epstein files. We have not forgot about you, survivors. I know that MAGA wants to make it not about you and try and put it on something else to try and get Donald Trump off the hook, but we haven't forgotten about you. You're still going to get your justice, I hope, even though I don't know. Some MAGA people think Donald Trump's never going to have to suffer for his crimes. Hopefully, some others of the
What
Epstein
crimes?
elite class will get the justice that they deserve. And I congratulate you on suing the administration for releasing that information and the media for pushing your information out there. I think disgusting that they put your information out there. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I am so disgusted by it. The reason that you never had your name read on this program is because I refuse to look to see your names. I wouldn't even look. You're survivors. Y'all are moving forward. You won't hear your name on this show. I literally refuse to even look on my children. I did not look. What is happening here? 33 developed countries have figured out universal health care. The US hasn't. Oh, crazy. 200. What is who talking about, Christian? What is who talking about?
Yes, that's KJ. Shout out to Pop and Politics. They have a podcast too, and they consult us. So thank you so much for visiting us, KJ. She is so beautiful. Oh, I want to have her baby so bad. Oh my God, she's watching live. Oh no, I shouldn't say that.
Yes, coming from the party that believes that every time Donald Trump, you're doing the Donald Trump thing now, but with you, it was thought out. With Donald Trump, it's like again, I don't have a psychology to, well, but I'm not a psychiatrist, but it almost looks to me like he has like this thing where he says something and he goes into mode and he kind of like does like this and like something comes out like I don't know, some sort of computer glitch because he's like Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I can't say. I can't say beautiful. Can't say beautiful. Like I say beautiful and get sued. Politician can't say beautiful. It's like it's almost like I'm watching somebody with dementia. Um, where doctors, nobody can afford doctors. Right? Like the prices is sky high. Thank you, TSO Ken. Ah, Priska. This is what my counterpart on the other screen should be saying. You're saying what he should be saying. We need to be concentrating on Americans, not welcoming in the Kremlin. Thank you so much. We
All
should
these
be
other
focused.
illegals, right? Like all the other legal aliens.
How many schools and hospitals could 200 billion build? Wow. We could educate everyone for free in college. We could pay for everybody's health care and everybody can go to college for free for 200 billion. I'm going to say that again. We can put everyone in college for free and everybody can have universal health care for 200 billion.
Okay.
America first. That would be America first.
America only.
That would be America. That I would support Trump. If that's what he was doing, I would support him.
I
But he's
doubt
not
that
doing
very
that.
much. I doubt that very much.
These are the things that I want to see. He's doing the exact opposite of what I want to see. And unlike somebody else who might be looking at the world through a different lens, I will go after and support the people that are doing what I want, not just the people that I like or want to be like or admire, whatever the hell makes people follow Trump. I will actually vote for things that actually benefit me, not for whatever makes people vote for Trump. Even though I can't say that because the vast majority of people looked at what Trump was doing and now they want out. They have buyer's remorse for
No.
200.
Well, let's just take me for example. There's a lot of people like me who still say, after rubbing our black nose in it, hey, if you had it all to do over again, would you? The answer is yes. We could not have Kamala Harris as president right now. We could not.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What in the world could Kamala Harris have done worse than what Donald Trump has done? What could possibly be worse than this?
Having the border open more so with more sleeper cells, making sure that there's gender affirming care for nice toddlers, making sure abortions legalized until the 11th month and beyond. How about that? It's some other
Okay,
matters.
let's take that abortion thing. I'm tired
There
of
we
that one. So we're
go.
gonna yes,
We're tired of
right.
that too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna finally take that out. I've let you rattle on about it for 12 months. Now I dissipate it. Where was that done at? Where
Minnesota, I think. Just because it's
and
not in Main Street News, Leo,
whoa,
doesn't
whoa,
mean it doesn't
whoa, whoa,
happen.
whoa, 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 whoa. You answered the question, Minnesota. That was a rule on the books in Minnesota. Is that correct?
By the media, then reported, but yes, pro-life information, I think, has it.
Now, how many abortions actually happened that way?
Well, we
It
all
didn't.
know. Well, they're right, good.
It didn't.
So how many abortions happen because of rape and incest and all those wonderful things?
So the rule that you're complaining about that Kamala would have made so much worse never happened anywhere. What did
Actually, we
happen
would still be the war in Ukraine. We would still be funding that in all types of situations.
would be better than that than having our economy back in a COVID state. Nothing could be worse than Donald Trump.
Of
Nothing.
course, nothing can be worse than Donald Trump. Yeah, of course.
Look at the economy is what makes a country weak or strong. Our economy is breaking once again, not just nationally, globally, because of one man. Like, I could not have written a worse character. Matter of fact, Marvel tried to write a character something like him. Marvel tried to write a character called Kingpin. And he's exposed in the Daredevil series. They did a reboot. I'm watching it right now, the next season two. And Kingpin is Donald Trump over New York City.
He was gonna cry.
Even even
Wilson
even
Fisk.
even even Marvel didn't imagine somebody like Donald Trump at the United States level. They put him in New York, but putting him at the United States level was something worse than even Marvel conceived of. Insanity. What's going on in this chat room? I see it popping.
Lots of going on. For example, my homegirl KJ from Baltimore asked a very good point. What are you talking about? The Trump administration has lowered drug care prices. So those pharmaceuticals that we love, there you go, Leo. That's one point she brought up. Good point. Thank you, KJ.
Okay, wait. He did that temporarily. But if you're following the economy and know what's going on, the straits being closed are limiting our access to helium and other natural resources needed to create these drugs, which is going to send the prices of these drugs skyrocketing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Helium is necessary for MRIs and things like that. So the price of medicine is going to skyrocket and become inaccessible because of the war in Iran. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, KJ, for joining us, though.
Yeah,
I just
shout
want
out
leaders
to
who put
our
citizens first. I feel
over
that.
2,800 viewers right now. So,
Wow. In response, Crizzy, lower drug costs are nice, but some drugs need a doctor to sign off on them, and people can't afford to go to the doctors to visit. So they can't access those drugs. MD Rabi, healthcare should be a right, not a debate. That should be the end of that. I agree. That's that. The issue is going to influence a lot of votes. Yes, the midterms are going to be, they say a tsunami. I don't think the likes of which we've ever seen, to quote somebody's favorite person in the room.
there you
The
go.
government always has money for military action, don't they? Thank you, Lokes. Thank you, Sides. Thank you, TS T Sokin and MD Rabbi and the New York Post. Why are we hearing about these newspapers? Americans are tired of endless conflict. Yes, we are. Thank you, Amathuria. Yes, I'm tired of it. But if there's a Republican in office, we're going to get a never ending war because that's what Republicans do. At least every Republican in my lifetime, and I'm 50. So, I mean, we can go back. There was Bush, Bush Jr., Reagan. It just keeps going. Republicans want never ending wars in the Middle East. Of course, Trump. So, unfortunately, that's where we're at. Every Republican president in the history of my life in the last half century has won a war in the Middle East. Never ending war. Trump is just the next in a long line.
Well, that's the part of MAGA that we call the neocons, the neoconservatives. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're not a cult. There are different factions, and there are people.
Wait. Just so you're saying that you're not a cult because there's different factions. That's what makes you not a cult.
Yes, we don't all have one group think. We don't, Leo. Now, Democrats and the progressive socialists may be, because as soon as you speak out against them, you're ostracized.
Why not invest this into mental health services? That's true. Fast. Every election's the same. Yes, Angie, that's it. Arun, people need affordable medicine and treatment. Facts. Which unfortunately is about to be decimated like every other part of the economy because of this Iranian war. What Trump is doing to the economy is what he did in COVID. It, destroy it. People are not understanding just how bad things are because the mainstream media is not reporting it. But if you dive in and start looking at the prices of and what's going to go up in price based
Oh, it's
on
ridiculous. Oil is at the same price, gas prices rather, based on the oil, is at the same price that it was in 2022 with Joe Biden. Where was the outrage then? Is what people like us are going to say.
I don't think
Think so?
so.
Don't think so. Okay.
I mean, I'm driving every day. Do you drive? No, so you don't know my opinion on it. I drive every day, and like, no, unfortunately,
It's not the same
things.
price as it was in 2022.
Maybe I'm living in a different state, so let me not say. No, it's definitely not. But it might be because I'm in a different state.
Okay,
So
good.
it might be the reason. But I will say this: there, the barrel of a barrel of oil was not at $120 in 2022. When it hit 100, that was a remarkably high. And the reason it went up so high in 2022 was because of COVID, which happened because of
There we
Donald Trump.
go. Okay, Donald
Oh
Trump.
no, not facts. Don't give me facts. Don't use the
There
truth.
we go.
Is that not what happened, Dion?
You're omitting a lot of things here, Leo. Most
Is that a yes or
importantly,
no?
is that not what happened? That's not the entirety of what happened. The answer is no. That's not what it happened. That's not the entirety of what happens. The answer is no. You're neglecting to mention that it's because the Democrats did not want to open the economy. They wanted to keep everything locked down so everybody get the Dr. Fauci ouchie. Remember that, Leo? And that's what hurt. Trump wanted to open America for business and have people go to work and those wonderful things. But nope, not the Democrats when they won. Dr. Fauci ouchie. That's the dictatorship. That's total authoritarianism. You can't work without the Dr. Fauci ouchie.
Yes, let's destroy and attack Biden. Oh, wait, time out. Biden had the best recovery of an economy from COVID in the world. His COVID recovery, his economic recovery from COVID was literally, by right wing standards, the wonder of the world. He had the number one recovery of any economy in the world from COVID. So, yes, Biden was such a bad person with economy. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't rewrite history. I said what happened. He took over in 2022. Gas prices was going at hit an all-time high because of the pandemic, which came in because of Donald Trump, and he had to start reversing things. He had to if you don't understand that the slowdown that started because of Donald Trump caused that, I'm not going to try and explain it to you because some things are impossible to explain to some people.
They kept the country closed, Leo. Donald Trump wanted to open the country. Once he lost, Democrats wanted everything to be locked down and everybody vaccinated. Oh, I shouldn't say that word because I'll or I meant Dr. Fauci.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Span. Span Danasawari. Yo, I don't know how to say your name. I'm just going with Span, but thank you. Election power debates always bring out strong debates, no doubt. This is exactly why voters are angry, and this election is going to come down to priorities. And the priority should be Americans and our economy. That should be the priority. Now, MAGA trying to deflect and talk about other things is not going to make a difference. People don't care about that. What they're going to care about is the price of everything. That's what people are going to care about. That's how Trump got in, because he was going to bring prices down on day one. We're on day 1,000 or something like that. We did at least 500, and prices are not down. They're as high and not, if not higher than ever. He's reneged on every promise he made on the campaign trail. Oh, he said he closed the borders, but he's also said drugs are still coming through. 0% come through, but there's some that come through, but not much. But I built a wall, but he's reneged on every promise he's made on the campaign trail. He said he's going to get rid of the worst of the worst. He starts taking out school teachers and parents with their children and carpenters and people cutting grass and roofers, because that's the worst of the worst. And people that had committed no crimes other than being here under the Biden administration and the law being changed by Trump to make them illegal when they were actually here legally. Trump changes the law. Now they're here illegally. Now he wants to go get them because that's what happened. That's what happened. They came in legally. If the borders were open and they were invited in, they came in legally.
Oh
So they
God.
were here legally, and then Trump changed the law and said, now you're illegal.
Do they have social security numbers, Leo?
What does that have to do with? Listen,
They are not
maybe
citizens.
I'm on.
I feel that way says.
I guess I have to give you a lesson in civics.
Please do.
If a law is written that allows people to come in and become legal, they are legally entering your country.
Invasion.
If a law is written by the administration allowing them in, whether you like them being here or not, they are here legally. You change the law and grandfather them in as illegal is unconscionable. It's disgusting.
If they were illegal, you can't deport them, Leo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he changed the law to make them illegal, and
No,
many of them, and I believe 80% of them had never committed a crime. These are not the worst of the worst.
the crime was coming through the border illegally. That's the crime, Leo. Let's not forget that.
they didn't come to the border illegally if they was allowed to come in by the administration currently in charge. I don't know why it is you can't understand that.
Just
This
because the
ain't
MCA leaves the door open doesn't mean it's not fair evasion, my friend.
that is not what happened. They were expedited, but they were allowed in. They didn't cross the border illegally. That's not true. That's false. Just like people weren't getting abortions at 9 months. There was a law on the books. It never happened. These things never happened. These are
These
MAGA
things never
lies.
happen. Look, like Jedi mind trick, everybody. Leo, the reverse Jedi mind fight. Yeah, this did not happen. This
Listen,
did not happen.
listen. I'm giving facts.
Of
I'm
course you
giving
are,
facts.
man.
So let me ask you a question. Are you saying that if Biden allowed them in, that they was here illegally, even though Biden said they can come in? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you're saying.
Okay. Yes, people are still crossing the U.S. border illegally. They're saying that it's still happening now, even though the border's closed. Fine. But
That's
yes,
absolutely true. Yes, that's 100%. Like, that's not shouldn't even be a talking point. That should be, I don't know the word, obvious. Election and debate. So like, am I behind? So, like, people for the Olympics are afraid to come now. People from Europe were afraid to come before he got mad at NATO because of the way they were being treated at the airports. Now TSA is there. Oh, I'm sorry, TSA is there. Now ICE is with TSA there. ICE is already doing flagrant actions at the airports. ICE is already doing flagrant. And would you expect anything different?
giving out waters flagrant. Okay. Having Exolite crowd control. All right, that's flagrant. All right.
Tackling women.
Well, the illegals that are trying to use the airports, they are in trouble. So good luck.
Don't you like, yo, what? Why do you say weird things? You
No
can't
weird
be.
things. That's what's happening.
How are they illegal in the airport? Don't you need ID to get into the airport?
Okay.
So then
No.
they're not.
So then how
No,
do they get captured?
no, the people that are attacking American citizens, my friend.
They're not American citizens. That's the Democrats' end game for voting purposes. But yes, we're at the 2 hour marker. Let's see what else is going on in this chat right now.
That's the yes. The talking points are the facts because facts matter. Facts matter.
Okay. 25K. So I think we're
I got
moving
one other
forward.
question for you. I'm gonna get this go soon, but let's talk about the voting thing real quick. This is important because you're in support of Republicans stealing the election.
What? The Democrats, that's election denying, Leo. The Democrats are
What?
already denying the election results. That's impossible.
What are you talking about?
You were talking about the Republicans potentially stealing the election. Is that what you just said?
I mean, there was something that was already attempted in California where
A
somebody
blue
running
state?
for the I'm sorry.
A blue state where Republicans have no control?
Wow, well, the Republican that tried to steal 650,000 ballots going for the gubernatorial race had some kind of control. He stole 650,000, over 500,000 ballots. A Republican. If they're doing that in blue states, yeah, I'd say a blue state, yes. So now Republicans are trying to steal ballots. They're taking ballots. I mean, there's the Save Act. They're trying to reverse they're trying to the Save Act, which would disenfranchise millions of Americans. Anybody without a passport or birth certificate will be disenfranchised. Any female that's been married whose ID doesn't match their passport or doesn't match their birth certificate, if they don't have a passport, they're disenfranchised. Anybody, they're trying to, as you're so happy about, take away the second portion of the Voting Rights Act, which doesn't allow them to discriminate against people trying to vote based on race or language spoken. So that would be black people and anybody that speaks a different language disenfranchised, as Spanish, Iranian, whatever. They're trying to redistrict. I call it gerrymandering. and now they're just outright taking votes. Yeah, I say they're trying to cheat. I mean, I just went through a list that filled up a hand. Five times, five times, five times. Remember?
Yes, Booker T.
That's your thing, right? You like that. They're trying to steal.
And a
Are
blue
you
state.
okay?
And a blue state controlled by the Democrats. That doesn't add up, Leo. The Democrats have too much power in California for the Republicans to pull something like that off.
No, that this is not conjecture. This was. Go ahead. Go to the news. Look it up. Da, da, da. All right. Since I know it doesn't add up, but I know math is also not your strong suit, right? So let me help you with the math. California sheriff running for governor seizes over 650,000 ballots from 2025 election. Republican Chad Bianco investigates Prop 50 vote despite officials denying claims of ballots being cast unlawfully. This guy. California sheriff who was running as a Republican for governor has seized more than 650,000 ballots from last year's election, escalating an ongoing conflict with state officials. So even in blue states, you have Republicans trying to steal ballots. Are you okay with the Republicans having to steal the election? Would you support that?
I support the Republican election.
Yes.
At this point, no, because the Democrats do it all the time. The
So wait,
Democrats
is
did
that
it in
wait, wait,
2020.
wait, wait? That was
Democrats
confusing.
did it in
You
2020.
you
So
confused me just now. I asked a question. You said two different things. I did not understand your answer. I didn't get it. I'm lost. Would you be okay with Republicans stealing the election?
the answer is yes.
There we go. That's what I wanted.
That's what you need to hear.
No, I didn't understand. You said no, and then you said but the Democrats did. So I didn't understand your answer. I really didn't understand your answer. Like I wanted to clear yes or no, and then you said two different things. It was weird. But so to be clear, not giving an answer that you think I want to hear. I really want to know this answer. Our audience wants to know:
Oh God.
would Republican supporters of MAGA want to win under any circumstances, even if the election had to be stolen to do it?
Pretty much, I guess.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to knock off. It's been over 2 hours. It's late, and I hope you have a good night, Dion. I'm gonna need another 3 weeks apparently. Cut. We'll talk. We'll talk offline. I'll talk to you this week, but I'm another 3 weeks. So we're gonna keep doing the lives, but I'm not gonna be able to give episodes every day for the next couple of weeks. I can't.
I
I
mean,
can't. I
you
can't.
gotta make your paper, man. That's what it's all about. So,
Well, I'm in the middle of making a
so,
movie. I'm in the
huh?
middle of making a movie. I'm in the
I,
middle of making a movie.
yeah. Okay. Well. All right. So, ready for me to close?
Sure, let them have it.
All right, family. Once again, happy Palm Sunday, leading up to next week, Resurrection Sunday. And just so that you know that we are the media and now so are you. So make sure you share our content and add your own to make the algorithm pay attention to all of us.